Wondering if your ex regrets losing you, but you don't know what they're feeling right now? It's tricky to understand how your ex is really feeling after a breakup, especially when your own emotions are affecting your judgment. If you want them back, then you risk getting inside your own head and misinterpreting their behaviour as signs that they really do regret losing you. After all, that's probably what your brain wants to see and hear. This is called cognitive bias. I've seen this situation play out time and time again, and I can tell you that it's imperative that you take a step back and analyse their behaviour from a neutral standpoint. If you can do that, you'll be well on your way to finding out whether your ex regrets losing you and wants you back. The good news? Regardless of how difficult your breakup has been, the signs that your ex really does regret losing you are fairly obvious to see, and they certainly don't take a magician to identify them. However, you need to know what to look for in the first place, and that is what I hope I can help you with in this video. So put on your bias-free glasses. It's time to figure out if your ex regrets losing you. If they do, they'll definitely show these signs. Number 1, they keep contacting you. It's no secret that contact is cut permanently when a relationship ends. After all, a breakup usually happens for a good reason. And if he really wanted to move on and get over you, he does whatever it takes to cut you out of his life. So if he keeps contacting you, it's pretty obvious that he still has feelings for you. And if he broke up with you, then he's probably second guessing his decision. This means that he also regrets losing you. This goes for any time period as well. If you've been broken up for a while, but then suddenly he has reached out to contact you out of the blue and he seems quite chatty, then the signs point to him regretting losing you. There is one important caveat here, however. Not all contact is created equal. For example, if he is contacting you late on a Saturday night, after he has been drinking all day, then he might just be looking for a booty call. And that's not a good sign that he wants to start the relationship again. But if he has contacted you to have a genuine conversation with you, and he wants to know what's going on with your life, then it's pretty obvious that he regrets losing you. If he's still single, he probably wants to begin dating you again as well. Number 2, he is way too interested in your love life. If he is contacting you, then what is he asking you about? Now don't get me wrong, you probably can't read too much into the general chit-chat, but if he is asking you about your love life and who you're currently dating, that's a surefire sign that he is trying to work out if you're single or not. The main reason? He probably regrets losing you, and he wants to know if there is a possibility of you guys starting up things again. Now it's important to remember, it's fairly normal for friends to ask at least one question about each other's dating life. Don't read too much into that. But if they keep pestering you about your dating life and they seem overly passionate about it, then they're clearly interested in finding out if you're single or not. There's no getting around it. In fact, in my experience of running into my exes, we usually ask general questions like how is your life going or how is your work going, but the topic of love is rarely the main topic. The bottom line is this. If they're constantly asking you about your love life and who you're seeing, then they not only regret breaking up with you, but they probably want to start the relationship again as well. Another sign that they want to get back together again with you is if they start to make fun of the person you've been casually dating. If they take the conversation that far, then you can be positive that they regret losing you and they want to get back together with you. Number 3, they are getting nostalgic. Is your ex sending you texts, perhaps after 1 or 2 drinks, reminiscing about the good old days? Remember that time. If he is talking about your past together with fondness, then you're still on his mind. Anyone that has moved on with their life wouldn't bother sending text about the past with their ex. Nostalgia is a strong emotion, and when you experience it, you can't help but bask in its glory. This is why he is getting in contact with you. The bottom line is this. If he is sending you remember when texts, then you can be guaranteed that they regret losing you and they want you back. Number 4, he reaches out and flirts with you. No matter who you are, if you like someone, you flirt with them. It's natural, and you should be able to recognize when he is trying to flirt with you again. After all, you probably know him better than anyone. He'll try to make you laugh, he'll tease you, he'll do whatever he can do to get you to like him again. The bottom line is this: if he is going that far to rekindle the flame with you, then you know for sure that he regrets losing you. He'll go out of his way to bring happiness back into your life and get the rapport rolling again. And don't get it twisted, this is also a sign that he wants to begin dating you again. Number 5. You keep running into them. They know where you usually hang out. Do you really think it's a coincidence that you keep running into them? Even if you're hanging out at new places since you broke up, with social media these days, it's pretty easy to work out where someone is spending their time. Randomly running into you may actually be their sole intention of going out. The world is a big place. There are only so many coincidences to go around. They want to see you because they regret losing you and they miss you. A less simple explanation could be that subconsciously they're missing you, and when their friends mention a place to go to, they jump at the chance because it's likely you'll be there. Yes, it sounds a little stalkerish, but you can't blame them. They regret losing you, and love is a powerful emotion. But it's clear that if they're going out of their way to run into you, then they probably still have strong feelings for you. And if they still have strong feelings for you, then they probably regret losing you. Number 6. His social media appears too good to be true. Don't be too disheartened if you find him posting on social media about how much he is enjoying his single life. It's all for show. If he is actually enjoying life after dating you, he certainly wouldn't explicitly state it on social media. Ironically, feeling the need to show others that he is happy and having the time of his life probably means the exact opposite. Social media can be deceiving. But this may also extend to the real world as well. When you see him, he may try to portray himself in an overly optimistic way. You probably know this guy pretty well, so you'll be able to recognize if his overly happy attitude is a little bit off or fake. It will likely be too extreme to be believable. If one of your friends has a private conversation with him and asks him about the breakup, and he can't spend more than 5 seconds talking about it, you know that his heart is still broken. It's clear that if he can't actually talk about it, then he hasn't fully accepted how much guilt and regret he feels. Not being able to process the breakup and the fact it's ended is a key sign that he regrets losing you. He knows he stuffed up. And like any guy, it's really hard to admit your mistakes, especially when those mistakes have cost him so dearly. Number 7. He is trying to show you that he has changed. Perhaps you broke up over the reasons that he caused. For instance, you don't like his temper and you hated the fact that he never cleaned up after himself. Whatever it was, if he regrets losing you, then you can bet your bottom dollar that he will try to show you that he has changed. It may be subtle, it may be obvious, it may be through social media, it might even be when you run into each other, but he will let you know that he has calmed down and rectified the issue that was plaguing the relationship. If you hated the fact that he never cleaned up after himself, he might subtly mention that he can't help but be such a clean freak now. He loves cleaning his apartment and making it spotless. Yeah, right. If your man does this, then you can be sure he regrets losing you. He's showing that he understands the things he did wrong. He's actually taking accountability for his part of the breakup. Most importantly, he's taking action. He can't take back the things he did or didn't do, but he's taking steps to do it better by you. Honestly, there's nothing that says I want you in my life back than a man who is willing to admit his flaws and become a better person because he can't imagine his life without you. I have a question for you. Do you really want to get back with your ex? If you answered yes, then you need a plan of attack to get them back. Forget the naysayers who warn you never to get back with your ex, or those who say your only option is to move on with your life. If you still love your ex, then getting back with them may be the best way forward. The simple truth is that getting back with your ex can work. There are 3 things you need to do right now after you've broken up. Work out why you broke up in the first place. Become a better version of yourself so you don't end up in a broken relationship again. Formulate a plan of attack to get them back. If you want some help with number 3, the plan, then Brad Browning's The X Factor is the guide I always recommend. I've read the book cover to cover and I believe it's the most effective guide to getting your ex back currently available. If you want to learn more about this program, check out the free video by Brad Browning that I've linked to in the description of this video. Brad Browning's program is easily the most comprehensive and effective guide to getting your ex back you'll find online. As a certified relationship counselor and with decades of experience working with couples to repair broken relationships, Brad knows what he's talking about. He offers dozens of unique ideas that I've never read anywhere else. Brad claims that over 90% of all relationships can be salvaged, and while that may sound unreasonably high, I tend to think he's on the money. I've been in contact with too many Hack Spirit readers who are happily back with their ex to be a skeptic. Check it out in the description below and let me know what you think.